Let's talk about the astrology of January 17th or January 16th and 17th, beginning with January 16th. What do we have going on? Indentatiae. Let's move on to the oracle cards. So the oracle cards I chose were from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle by Kyle Gray. And the cards that I pulled were, first of all, Water Guardian, connect with your emotions, and Earth Mother, feel loved and comforted. So what this is about is really taking the time to truly understand how you really feel. This is what this is about. Understanding how you really feel, how you actually, truly, really feel. This is what it all comes down to. This is all about making choices based on life, based on love. So if love was a person or force, what would it do? Make choices based on that. It's okay to feel your feelings that are surfacing for you at this time. It's okay to really lean into the feelings, and you're being invited to lean into the feelings now. Feel your feelings. Your feelings help you to understand what you want and also what you need as well, additionally. So that can be something very, very important to carry with you in your rucksack of life. It's important to be open to the guidance and messages that your feelings have to offer. Whatever those are, it's important to have an open-hearted, open-minded attitude towards those things. This is about moving beyond your moving back to your center and make you feel a greater sense of clarity and openness, grounding yourself, becoming centered, becoming grounded. That's very, very good for you to do at this time. And you also carry divine light within you. That's also something to really, really note down and take a look at, is that you carry divine light. You are a source of divine light and divine love. Let's move on to January 17th. Let's talk about the astrology. The very first aspect occurring on this particular day is the Sun will sextile Neptune. The Sun will come into a supremely harmonious conversation with Neptune. So you might be picking up on subtle energies on this particular day that are in your surroundings. This is the day to really, really be attuned to those surroundings, and what the message is and what the wisdom comes from that. You may be feeling like you want to be more open to the nuisance of life, to the nuances of life and the interconnectedness of all things, knowing that we're all interconnected in the divine network of light and love and shadow. You may be more attuned towards spiritual concerns. That may be a very, very big issue here. And you may do anything that you can do to tap into your inner wisdom, such as meditation. Anything that helps you tap into that is what you can do at this time. You may feel overwhelmed by your emotional currents surrounding your life, as well as being mindful. That is super important. It's really, really important to establish boundaries to protect your well-being. Don't get walked over, don't get taken advantage of. Don't let other people cross your boundaries or, do whatever they can do to get the better of you. Stand firm within yourself. Draw those boundaries. Make it very, very clear that you're not going to have yourself taken advantage of, or you're not going to have your boundaries crossed and stepped over. So facilitating growth and transformation for your loved ones and yourself is really, really important. You may become other conscious at this time. This is a very important to listen to others on a deep level, to really listen and truly hear what they have to say. What do they have to say? What do they have to give? This is a time to truly listen and learn and absorb. This is also about recharging your batteries and taking time for reflection as well. So you're recharging your batteries and you're going into reflection, you're going into introspection and meditation, and you're carving time out of the day specifically for yourself, specifically for your needs, for your wants and needs and desires and all of that to come to the head of the table and say, this is the time that I'm going to carve out for myself. The moon is going to square Jupiter. So when the moon is square Jupiter, it may lead to financial and material generosity. You may feel very, very generous, like you want to give so much at this time. It's important to consider the long-term consequences of your actions and offer support that is sustainable for yourself and others. Make sure that you're filling up your cup, that you're not offering support, giving, exhaling, giving, 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 and not putting the energy into your system, which you're putting in for yourself, for your protection, for your good wishes and grandiosities. So, are you giving yourself enough self-care? Are you filling up your own cup? Are you giving in ways that are sustainable? Or are you giving, 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 and depleting all your inner reserves? This is really important to take a look at that. There may be a heightened sense of empathy and compassion that you might feel for others as well. You may feel overboard. You may go overboard trying to make other people feel at home, trying to make other people feel, satisfied. You may be concerned about not being needed by those you're close to. There's this need to have a duty, to have a responsibility, to have a to be needed. And this also goes with the Virgo South Node, the need to be needed, the need meter of meeting needs. It's a very, very Virgo South Node thing, is there's this insatiable need for them to always have to be of service. You always have to take care of details, all those kind of things like that. That's the South Node in Virgo. So this energy sort of amplifies that South Node in Virgo quality, that dialogue of the South Node in Virgo. So you may be feeling deflated if your acts of generosity are not repaid or not given back to you, that you're giving, giving, giving all these kind of things, but you're not receiving anything back. That might really irk you at this time. It's important to channel your insecurity in positive ways and don't allow your fears to get magnified at this time. It's important also to not overindulge in food and shopping. It's important not to overextend yourself in an effort to help others, which could lead to burnout if you overdo it, if you overgive, 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 and all those kind of things like that. That may be very elusive in the mutile of things. It may be very mutile, sutile, rutile. That can be very futile. So an inclination towards the deeper aspect of existence may perk you up at this time. So there's this deeper interest in those hidden aspects. Embracing optimism and philosophical contemplation is very, very huge at this time. The moon is going to trine Mercury. So when the moon is trine Mercury, this is the time to express yourself, express your feelings through speaking or writing them out. Relationships can become more intimate at this time. Your thoughts have the potential to deeply resonate with others if you were to share those thoughts out to the world. This is good for social events and for being adaptable in those social events as well. This gives you the flexibility muscles are on. This is also very good for blending your social and confident nature with your more feminine and nurturing side. So blending, um, y- social qualities with nurturing at this time. This is also about building strong family foundations. Connecting on a deeper level with those around you is very, very good at this time. Anyone who embodies feminine, nurturing energy is good to hang out with at this time. So anyone who embodies this, wonderful to hang out with them at this time. Balancing expressing your thoughts and listening to others. It's very, very important to balance how much you're sharing, how much you're, talking with how much you're listening and absorbing. It's both and between the yin yang, give and receive. And there's a strong need to share, which can take away from genuinely listening to what the other person has to say. There's this need to always speak what's on your mind, which can take away from listening to the other person has to say. Surrender your ideas, surrender what you have to say, and really listen to the other person and respond from a place of hearing them and getting them. The moon is going to oppose Venus. The moon is in Virgo, so it's we're focused on the details versus Venus and Pisces. We're focused on divine love. So when the moon is opposite Venus, we may be facing the consequences of unstable relationships or unresolved tension with loved ones. So there may be this to be the case as what it is. It's important to look to relationships to find personal security and self-worth. Look to these relationships to find these things in your life. It's important to be mindful if you feel the need to express unsettled emotions with loved ones that you taper that back. It's important to not overindulge in things at this time. And it's also important not to be too demanding of the people. The moon is going to oppose Saturn in Pisces. So loneliness is temporary. Loneliness is a temporary feeling that may wash over you that you may be experiencing, but it will go away. Point. It will be temporary. That's what it will be. You may be slipping or no diving into depression at this time. So being mindful of not getting too caught up in depression. Practice self-compassion is very important. There may be challenges when it comes to expressing your emotions, so you may have challenges when it comes to sharing your emotions, being open about them, being verbal about them. It's important to sit with your feelings and learn about their origin, learn from their origin, learn about, what is the origin of how I'm feeling? Why am I feeling what I'm feeling? What is the root cause of this? And everything may appear more daunting than it actually is because that's Saturn. It presents things in a very challenging and scrupulous kind of way. And so when you can understand this and see things for what they are, not the veil that Saturn casts over for you to see those things as daunting, then you'll find greater clarity at this time. So feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt challenges your sense of self-worth now. Your emotions may make you question your stability and emotional resilience. It's important to develop greater emotional intelligence and resilience now. It's very important to prioritize self-care and setting healthy boundaries. This is crucial that we have self-care, that we set healthy boundaries. People may perceive you as being cold and uncaring, so being aware of this is also very important. Now, the oracle cards that I chose for this day for January 17th include Shapeshifter, Transform and Unveil Your Gifts, and Lord. take charge with authority. So this is about focusing on and developing your gifts and strengths. What are your gifts? And what are your strengths? Identifying these things and working on these things is very, very important now. Maybe it's a gift of being able to nose the rondoletto and the bloody freezer doors. Maybe it's a gift of being able to paint or being able to play the guitar, really utilizing your gifts and also your strengths. Positive ways is what this is all about. This is also about moving beyond your past challenges and hone your current strengths to move beyond, to face that challenge and move beyond that challenge at this time. Focus on the light that know that it will guide you forward. It's also good to tap into your inner spirit animal and identify who is your spirit animal. On this day, you want to speak with authority. You want to speak your truth. You want to be sovereign in yourself. You want to be strong in yourself. You're not letting other people take advantage of you. You want to let them know who is the boss at this time and communicate in a fiercely loving kind of way. This is what this is also about, is you're communicating in that kind of way. And being the authority of your life, taking charge of your life is what this is about. Can you now assert and stand up for yourself like you never have before? So that is your astrology and oracle readings for January 16th and 17th. Bye for now, everybody.